Goonj founder and Magsaysay Award winner, Anshu Gupta has worked hard to provide clothes to the needy in a dignified way. He speaks to Younger Nation about how the youth can make India a better place. We are here with Mr. Anshu, and I would actually like to ask you some few questions regarding the event which I just witnessed. So, first of all, is how can, according to you, the youth contribute towards making a better India?
I think the first youth needs to be better aware. Okay, I think it's extremely important for all of us to see beyond what is visible. Okay, and because ultimately it's our future. One thing which I have been asking, especially the youth and a whole lot of other people, that today, if I ask you a very basic question and say that which is the safest place in your life, a whole lot of us say home, home, home. Huh? Exactly, that's the answer. Then I'll ask you another question. I'll say that how many of us can leave our little daughter or sibling, 10 to 12 years old, alone at home? So the silence really tells you the gravity or the the how grave is the issue and how big is the issue and how we are actually ignoring and how we are actually living in the world of myths and notions. Now it is our responsibility, this generation, that whatever the earlier generation has done, they've done good, bad, fine. That's all totally different. But we are the people who need to live another few decades in this country, and then the generations which will come. So it's extremely important for us to be aware that there is something beyond data. There is something beyond, good tall fake claims, full page ads, big billboards. What is being taught in the institutions? There is something beyond that.
I get it. And as in the event itself, you mentioned a lot of problems with the CSR thing. See, I don't know what a CSR is, so that's why I want you to explain me what is a CSR and what are the actually what are the problems with the CSR?
No, CSR is nothing. CSR is basically something called corporate social responsibility, where it is mandated that after a certain part of profit, you have to give 2% of your profit to the good causes. That's it. It's a very simple thing, and it's not that it's just full of problem. There are n number of good people who are trying to do good because they have resources in their hand. But most important part is that with the resources, you also have to need to have the good intentions. You also need to understand the issues in a much deeper way, in a much larger way. And also in a country like India, we certainly need to understand that the problems are not, I'm not saying the problems are not there in the cities, but the much larger, bigger issues are there in the villages. So instead of treating malaria, if you try to kill mosquito, that's a much better way of doing it. So it's extremely important for all of us to spend more time, money, energy in the villages of India. I think that's where the CSR really needs to focus more.
And sir, my third question is, since you are in the social service sector and you have seen many organizations like which have the same, which are doing the same work as yours. So are these organizations working together to achieve their ultimate goal? And if that is true, what is that ultimate goal?
No. Ultimate goal is different for every single person. Okay, fine. So I think it is through your lenses. So you might be bothered with the state of education in India. So you need to work on that. I might be bothered maybe with the state of water in India or sanitation in India. So I need to work on that. So I mean, it's not important that all of us have the ultimate goal. Ultimate goal is obviously the same, which is that people should live a very dignified life. And after 70 years or odd 70 years, we should not say that we are still trying to talk about roti kapda makan, food, cloth and shelter. I think somewhere we need to really go up, and that's the ultimate aim for all of us. I mean, the causes are different, the roots might be different, the way we operate might be different, but ultimately that's what we want, all of us.
So, what according to you are the basic values which should be inculcated by the parents to their children?
I think there's a huge amount of double standard. Every child must have right to ask his or her parents that if you are buying a new car every 2 years, is this ethical money? That's the most important part.
What do
Okay.
you mean by ethical?
No, ethical money is something which you earn.
Okay.
When people come to Goonj and say that these are two shirts, whether it will go to the right places or not, we don't try to prove that we are very honest people. We ask a similar question. We ask them that whether these shirts are have come by your ethical money, or this is also CWG ka paisa. So somewhere it is extremely important. If I am trying to teach someone ethics or values and all, it needs I need to understand whether I have that or not. A dishonest person cannot teach honesty at the end of the day. So giving value to children is, to be honest, secondary part. If you live a life, kids will always, automatically follow that.
So basically, children are learning from what we are.
Obviously. I mean, why do you have to just, bring them in? Even you can't have to. You don't have to turn your home also into a classroom and start teaching them. You practice something, and the kids are smart enough to follow that. If they can follow bad things, they can always follow good things also. But you do the good things. What do you want to teach to the kids?
So last question: what is your vision of a bright future?
I think in my lifetime, this kind of extreme poverty should not be there. That's it. I'm not talking about very rosy things, but I certainly want in my lifetime that at least when I die, I should not see such kind of extreme poverty in any part of this country. I'm not even talking about world right now. And I certainly want that, the people who have skills, the people who are, I mean, who have dreams, they must get an opportunity to be educated, to live a good dignified life, some basic but clean water, a toilet for themselves, all those very very basic we are talking about. We are not talking about the basic fancy houses, because all all those are useless claims, and we can say anything, but let's be practical about it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.